Sorry, baby, I just don't know the words or how to conjure it down. Was it really past tense I heard, or was it present perfect? Maybe we could forget the time you faced that friend without me. Maybe we could go back to mine, pretend it never happened. Oh, when the always out of time, and you say it will be fine. Well, I just can't find the line. Oh, I hope I know what to say when you throw it all away. Sorry, baby, I've been drifting again. Could you repeat the question? No, I guess I do not know when it first became a problem. Sorry that it's all such a mess. The words, they seem to leave me. Didn't really quite catch the rest. Not keen on it repeating. Oh, when we're always out of time, and you say it will be fine. Well, I just can't find the lines. Oh, I hope I know what to say when you throw it all away. When you throw it all away. Sorry, baby, I just don't know the words. Was it really past tense I heard? Maybe we could forget the time. Maybe we could go back to mine. Well, I think that I've been drifting without you, drifting. I think that I've been drifting without you, drifting. I think that I've been drifting without you, drifting. I think that I've been drifting without you, drifting. And now I know that you've been gone.
It's a race, gonna chase every second, every minute, every day. Take a shot in the dark. Battle scars gonna go and leave a mark. You know we're running wild. We're never bowing down. You know we take the crown. Race it to the top, never gonna stop. Make a drop. Make a move on the run. Already won, even though it's just begun. I dominate every fight. Seeing you up on my side. Flashbang, vision white. I stay on my gun every night. You know we're running wild. We're never bowing down. You know we take the crown. Gotta know my name. Always in the game. Take an aim.
Alright, there we go. Oh my god. It's stream time? Oh my god, it's stream time? Whoa! Whoa! It's a Bexior, it's stream time? Anyways. Hi Palos, hi Warped, hi Nikki, how are you guys doing? How are the besties doing this fine and dandy evening, you know? I scared you? Sorry, Nikki! Sorry, Nikki, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to you fell out of your seat. Did you really fall out of your seat? Wait, did you really? No, I'm serious. Did you really fall out of your seat? Oh, you lied, you bitch, you cunt. How dare you lie to me? How fucking dare you? How dare you? Anyways. Hello, it is time for me to do the streaming, even though I'm an hour late. Of course I didn't, you idiot. You fucking dumbass! You! Fuck you, Nikki. You know what? Fuck you, Nikki. You know what? Oh, that sucks, Palos. Oh, especially with Alice Says tomorrow? Oh, shit. Fuck you, Bex. You know what? No. Fuck you, Nikki. Die. That's what I've decided. Just die. No, you die. You die. Yeah, you die. You go to hell. You know what? Actually, I'm already going. Yeah, why the fuck is where I belong? No, I already know where I already know I'm going. I already know I'm going. It's okay. Yeah, I don't know why it's spelled like that. Anyways, I'm reading Passerine today. That's cool, you know, that's very cool and quirky. And you know what? You know what's gonna happen? You know what's gonna happen, guys? I'm gonna put on the vibes. We're gonna have Tavern Ambience 1 hour medieval fantasy tabletop gaming. That's gonna be the background music. Cause, you know, I thought it would fit the vibe since we're reading Passerine. Lost an assessment notification and I don't know what to do. Oh shit. You could talk to the teacher about it. Be like, hey, I can't find the notification for this thing. Yeah, no. Nikki, email the teacher. Email the teacher. No. Nikki, email the teacher. I don't care whether it's a holiday. Email the teacher. They're most likely to see it in their email. Why are we reading fanfiction? Oh, because this was for the 400 goal. But then I kind of forgot about it because I was waiting for we're no longer asking. We're reading fanfiction because this was technically the goal for 400, but then I kind of forgot about it, waiting for people to suggest titles and stuff for me to read. So I kind of just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna read something, but now I'm kind of talking to you guys before I start reading. The teachers are on break. Well, I mean, I assume they might check their emails. Is there someone else you know in that class that you could get a hold of? I don't know. But yeah, we're reading fanfiction. It's cool. I'm gonna start soon. I don't know, Nikki. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I don't know for sure. That's a mage. Anyways. Reading time. Will the music? Oh, it's muted. There we go. Oh my god! The vibes! Oh my god! Do voices? I want you to know if you dream- yeah, it is Dream SMP fanfiction, I did pick that. I want you to know if I attempt to do voices, you guys will cry. You're going to cry. Yes, this is Passerine. It is like the fanfiction of Dream SMP. I also considered Rewind. That was something I considered, but compared to the 7 chapters here, the 7 chapters compared to the almost like 60 plus chapters, get other people to do the voices. Past one is not even that good. Well, I just picked one. I picked one that wasn't long. I might rewind if you guys like the fanfiction reading streams. Trust me. Also, I would get other people to do the voices, but also I think Discord's gonna crash my computer. So, I will just read normally. It's fine. It's fine, guys. It's fine. Anyways, can I read now? Can I start reading? You don't have a game open. Yeah, but doesn't mean I was lagging horrifically whenever I had the stream starting soon screen on. I don't know. I had the stream starting soon screen on and I was lagging horrifically. I'm still kind of lagging. Can I read now, guys, or are we just going to talk this entire fucking stream? I have 2 tabs open. I have 2 tabs open, you motherfucker. It is just, I don't know what the reading category is. Close one of them. No, that's my music. It's a potato or a PC. I literally do. It's not even a PC, it's a laptop. Can I read now, or are we still gonna keep talking? Talking? Yes. Yes, Nikki. What do you want from me, Nikki? What do you want now? You have a surprise for me? What, bitch? Bexy has GLaDOS from the second half of Portal 2 as a PC. Yeah. And I get to know tomorrow? Great. Awesome. Can I start reading now? I'm gonna keep asking. Nope, never. So I'm just okay. So the entire stream is just gonna be me talking to you guys. Is this how we've decided the stream is gonna go? Is this what we've decided is this what we've decided on, guys? Silence. Yes. Yeah, fuck you. You know what? What if I just stop talking? What if I just stop talking? Huh? What if I just... Why did it block big? Thanks, Nikki. I really appreciate it. Hold on. Let me get the timer out. Like 3 minutes, yeah. Oh my god, I can talk now. Anyways, as I was saying in chat, there is a new channel point redemption. It's called Goose. It is 50k. Good luck. Anyways, I'm gonna start reading now. Wait, do you guys want me to start the summary here? Do you want me to start from the title and down, or just summary here? I am reading Passerine, yes. I am reading Passerine. I did decide on Passerine because, you know, I'm cool and quirky and saw that it was 7 chapters. You don't want me to read? Well, fuck you, Nikki. It's been like 18 minutes. I have not started reading. It's been like 18 minutes. I have not started reading. I have not read a single bit. You want me to spend 50k on Goose? Did you actually ping Buffcat? Oh my god, you genuinely did. Are you gonna buy Goose? I don't know, Buffcat, it's up to you. That is 50k. Don't you have like 150k or something? That is like 50k of your channel points. I don't know. Anyways, chapter 1. Like a fox to a burrow, like an eagle to an eyrie. Let me get to 200k. Buffcat, where are you at? Buffcat, tell me where you are at. God damn it. That's gonna be like 1 stream. 1 or 2 streams. No. I wanted Goose to last longer. I might up the price. /J. Look, if I need to up the price, I wanted it to last longer than like 2 streams, guys. Come on. Thank God Buffcat. Look, you don't know whether Buffcat actually watched your streams or not. Buffcat might. Buffcat, do you watch Palos' streams? I do know. Are you sure about that? Are you absolutely sure? I don't watch Palos, damn it. It would have been funny. I might do it, please. The voices led him to a kingdom and shires and towns. It didn't matter what they offered him in return. The voices didn't demand coin, they demanded blood. He fought for bold men and stupid men, greedy kings and starry-eyed rebels. He fought for armies doomed to fail and dragged them to into the light of glory. He had lost count of how many allies he'd fought beside. After a time, their names and faces had faded into the recesses of his hazy memory. And then there was the Angel of Death, or eternity, empires, and the emperors that ruled them. Boo, reading. No, fuck you guys. Fuck you guys. I actually do want to read. He must have had a life before this. A mother, a father, a home, maybe sisters or brothers. But it had been so long, too long, and now he knew was this bloody and now all he knew. Yeah, you guys are gonna have fun dealing with me stuttering because I'm so great at reading. Good fucking luck. And now all he knew was this bloody game. His hands knew no other shape than fists curled tightly around a sword, swinging eternally, finding its mark through skin and bone. They all tried to run, of course. They built walls and cowered in corners, but he always found them. Sometimes they begged, sometimes they chose to jump from cliffs rather than face his reckoning, and sometimes they stared back at him with eyes as empty as his own, and welcomed death with open arms. Those were the ones he envied the most. It didn't even last 30 minutes. Goose didn't even last. Hold on, I'll be right back. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Hold on. First of all, Buffcat, fuck you. Fuck you, Buffcat. Also, you are very cool and quirky. You are very cool and quirky for being able to spend that amount of channel points. But also fuck you. Fuck you. I wanted Goose to last longer and I wanted it to be hyped up more. Now you guys are gonna have to wait like you did for Microwave. Most likely. You're most likely gonna have to wait like you did for Microwave. No joke. Cause I have a lot more things planned for it. So, you know, that's great. So yeah, Goose will happen eventually. That's great. Oh, fucking yeah, exactly. I wanted it to last longer so that I could have it prepared. I wanted it to last longer so I could have it properly prepared. It has not even been started. It has not even been started. See, I had more time with Microwave because it took you guys like over a month to get it, to actually like go around to buying it, and then it took me like a couple weeks to actually do it. Shut up. I read one paragraph, guys. Well, this stream is going poorly, but also great. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to reading. Well, time to stop. No. I'm reading. Fuck you. Fuck you. They all no, I read that. Technoblade never dies, they whispered around campfires and funeral pyres. Pyres? Why don't you have an end stream? Because I want to end this shit. No, fuck you. You don't have to be here. You can just lurk, Nikki. What vowel are we banning? What vowel is being banned? Also, you rolled a 15. E. Great. Pray. Duh. That wasn't true. Just hold on, I forgot to type it. Hold on, guys, I forgot to set a timer. Completely unrelated, I forgot to set a timer. Voy. Hey, shut the fuck up. Voice. Shut up. Him to kingdoms and sure and towns. It didn't Matt R. What the why off RD him in our turn. No fuck. Vows didn't demand coin. Why demand I'm saying demand I am demand die fuck blood fought for bold and stupid GRDY Kings and Starry YD RBLS. I said E. I just said E. I just said E. Ah, great. Great, thanks. Why can those stack? No. No. Hmm? Hmm? RMIDOOMDTOFILNDDRGGD HHDLOST COUNTALLS. I did die. He fuck HDFOUHT BSD FTR. Hmm? Hmm? E THERNMESNDFCES. Hmm? Okay, there we go. Hmm? There we go, besties. Oh my god. Anyways, can I actually read now? Am I allowed to read? I've also made the, the battle band's 10k now. It is 10k now, guys. It has gone up. It is 10k now, alright? Alright? Hmm? How am I supposed to mine straight down? I can't mine down! Do it, IRL. Okay, bye. I'm going down. I'm going down, guys. Oh, wait, there's tile there on the floor. Get a pickaxe? Hold on, let me go get my Minecraft pickaxe. I'll be right back. Look, you can't see it, but you're gonna have to trust that I have a Minecraft pickaxe in my hand right now. See? Oh, that was loud. That was loud. That was so loud. Hold on, sorry. Sorry, guys. I was mining. I was mining. I forgot how loud that would have been. Anyways, can I actually read? Can I please read? Can I please read, besties? Fine, read. Thank you. I'm gonna reread this paragraph because I don't know what I fucking read. The voices led him to kingdoms and shires and towns. It didn't matter what they offered him in return. The voices didn't demand coin, demanded blood. He fought for bold men and stupid men, greedy kings and starry-eyed rebels. He fought for armies doomed to fail and dragged them into the light of glory. He'd lost count of how many allies he'd fought beside. After a time, their names and faces had faded into the recesses of his hazy memory. And then there was the Angel of Death. He was one of the very few people with a reputation that matched Technoblades. He'd heard of the Angel though. Whispered stories and snatches of tavern gossip. I heard he has obsidian wings, one patron would say to another over a cup of ale. I heard he once massacred an entire army all by himself. He makes even the green god afraid. I died. My Twitch died? What? My Twitch died? What? Twitch is fine. Okay, thank you. Technoblade had begun to imagine a ruthless man, an immortal butcher with the same wretched grin as his, but Filza was not an avenging angel. He was just Filza. They'd met by coincidence, in a land of ice and snow. It was barren, but they'd made quick work of it together, first as allies and then as friends. Through it all, Filza had smiled instead of grinned, laughed instead of cackled. On calmer days, they'd while away time with tea and chess, and silent meditations that quieted the screaming in Techno's head, if only for a little while. It's like I can still hear them. You did misspell twice. You know, Techno had said during one of their sparring matches, they had to stay in shape, of course, because peace times never lasted as long as people hoped. The stories never talk about this side of you. Filza had paused, a small, amused smile on his face. Oh, he said, what did the stories talk about then? They call you the Angel of Death. Techno dug his heels in as Filza resumed an onslaught of blows with his dulled sword. They said you leave a path of destruction in your wake that nothing, Techno parried and went on the offense. That nothing is sacred to you. Their blades met. they pushed against each other, trying to gain an upper hand. And it was only because they were standing so close that Techno noticed this shift in Phil's eyes, a momentary coldness that was as brutal as the blizzard raging outside. It was there and gone in an instant. Light returned, and Philza laughed as he pushed back against Techno's sword. Stories are curious things, Philza said as he swung again, barely giving Techno time to dodge. Some of them are true. He moved so quickly. Techno could do nothing but stand there as Philza rushed him with a hilt to the ribs, knocking Techno backwards onto the training room floor. Techno scrambled to his knees, but Philza was already standing over him, with his sword held high above his head. His eyes glimmering with an emotion Techno couldn't place. For once in his immortal life, kneeling there in front of the first person he called friend, Technoblade felt hunted. And then Philza lowered his weapon. He smiled gently down at Techno, the soft smile Techno was used to, and offered Techno a gloved hand. And some of them are not, Philza finished. So, best 2 out of 3? You're a bastard, Techno said playfully, even as the voices screamed, "Run, run, run!" He took Philza's offered hand and pulled himself up beside the man that he was sure could have cut him in two, no matter how dull the sword's edge was. As Philza patiently moved Techno through all the things he'd done wrong, small things like foot placement and his hilt grip being an inch off, Techno found it equal parts amusing and frightening, that despite his eons of bloody fighting, it took only a few minutes of sparring for Philza to find flaws in his technique. But then again, Techno's technique wasn't particularly polished. It took only one brutal swing to fell most people. Something told him that Philza would be harder to kill than that. They conquered. There we go. They conquered nations, he and his golden-haired friend. They were bathed in glory, twin gods shining in the middle of a bloody fields. But as their empire grew, so did their enemies. They came in droves, day after day, and before long, Techno had forgotten what peace tasted like. The days were long and the nights were longer. Every flicker of movement was a spy in the shadows. Every ally was a potential traitor. Every word was a declaration of war. Their home had become a target for 1,000 armies. Through it all, his one constant was Philza, until he wasn't. Technoblade simply looked up one day from a map detailing enemy lines and realized he'd been talking to empty air. He had no idea how long he'd been alone, sitting in a dusty library with stale tea untouched in the corner. He had no idea if Philza ever said he was leaving, or if he simply went as he arrived suddenly, swiftly, like a snowstorm. Afterwards, there was hardly any point of maintaining the Empire. The voices were getting bored anyway. They wanted more, a fresh fight, more stories. So Techno took his sword and his shield and abandoned ship. He'd done it 1,000,000 times before, but the thought of a chessboard lying unused in a crumbling castle made him feeling something close to regret. Technoblade wandered the world, trying to appease the voices. Neither of them were ever satisfied. No matter how much chaos he dealt, there was always more work to be done. So he worked. He had no idea for how long. All he remembered from that bloody time was a sense of unfulfillment, like a story had been left unfinished halfway through. Years, decades, maybe more. It hardly mattered. In the end, he knew it would all be the same. The world would end, and he would remain, always fighting, always alone. I'm gonna take a drink of water. Whoa, reading. Whoa. I love reading. He didn't know what brought him to the kingdom in the first place. Did he really have to see it for himself? Was it simply to satiate his... I don't know, fucking word. His curiosity. Was he bored? Or did he hear of a kingdom untouched by the wars and petty grudges of its neighbors, keeping its peace and neutrality for a century, and take it as a challenge? Whatever it was, when Technoblade stood under the shadow of a gilded castle, watching its flags flutter lazily in the summer breeze, he felt a flicker of a once familiar emotion stir in his heart. There was something about the cobblestone walls and the towers rising toward the sky that reminded him of a different palace, somewhere cold and far away. Hello, stranger, one of the guards of the gates called out. You sightseeing? Technoblade paused at the man's cheerful tone. Most of the guards that caught sight of Techno's sword and blood-red cape were quick to draw their weapons, but aside from spears that seemed more decorative than threatening, the guards at the gates didn't seem to be on guard at all. Hubris, voices said. This is a kingdom of hubris. Perhaps, Techno drawled, indulging the guard, although I suppose I'm more curious about the inside rather than the outside. Fuck. I love attempting to do voices, but then failing. I told you guys this would happen. Why don't you just say so? The guard beckoned Techno forwards. The castle is always open for tourists. Just come right in. This was how Techno found himself walking leisurely down the halls of a castle that, under normal circumstances, wee. He would have been storming blade strong. The guards did draw the line at his weaponry and made him discard his swords at the door, as if Technoblade needed more than his hands, and sometimes not even those, to wreak havoc. The castle's laxness in security was disproportional to the opulence within. Lush carpets softened Techno's footsteps. Elegant tapestries decorated the walls. Flowers bloomed from vases as tall as him, and oil paintings in gilded frames. Paintings of solemn landscapes of wild animals roaming a cultivated garden, of a dark-haired boy astride a white horse, a hint of a smile in the corner of his mouth, and the king. Technoblade stopped under the painting, nestled between vases and irises. Oh, he thought, that's why. It wasn't hubris making this kingdom think they were protected from everything. It was their king. Rendered in paint and shadow, he looked just as Technoblade remembered, the years leaving no mark on his immortal face. He was standing behind a modest throne, his hand laid gently on the shoulder. Thank you for the lurk, Nikki. On the shoulder of a dark-haired woman that must be his queen. In the queen's arms was a golden-haired toddler, sleeping peacefully. On the floor by her feet, with his legs crossed under him, was another child, older, with a gold circlet nestled in his brown curls. Willoughby! A child's shrill voice rang down the hall. Technoblade's hand itched instinctively for his sword as he turned from the painting and found himself facing the very same boy from the painting. Oh, thank you for the lurk, Trigger. The prince. He was tall. He was a tall, lean thing. His face was still holding the faint traces of boyhood. He couldn't have been more than 14. In the painting, he'd been grinning, forever immortalized in delight, but here he was staring, his dark eyes unnaturally focused, as if Techno was a particularly interesting book he was quietly picking apart in his head. Techno had seen that expression many times in the faces of wizened generals looking over battlefield arrangements. Hello. No, it's hello. I don't know how to do it. Hello. No. It's fine. The prince said cautiously. Technoblade found himself raising his hand in a small wave. Hello. Willoughby, wait for me! The first voice called again, closer this time, and heralding the appearance of another child around the bend of the hallway. By his lavish attire and the small army of servants following fretfully after him, this could only be the younger prince, barely more than a babe in the painting, but now a rather loud 6-year-old. The younger prince marched purposefully, there we go, towards his older brother, Willoughby, and clung decidedly to his side as they both stared up at Techno. And who are you? The small prince said, in what he must have intended to be a threatening tone, but he sounded only like he really was, a child. A visitor, said Techno, unsure of what he was meant to say now. Have you come to have an audience with our father? The older prince asked in a decidedly more level tone. You can't, the younger prince snapped at once, tightening his hold on his older brother's shirt front. Dad promised today was our day with him, so you can't just leave now. So you can just leave now, thank you. Tommy, calm yourself. But Wilbur, Dad said. I know what father said, Tommy, the older prince, Wilbur, then, not Wilby. Gods know what Techno would have said and done if the man had truly named his son Wilby, was still staring at Techno, like a vulture waiting for a dying animal to drop. So, visitor, what is your business here? I have no business, Technoblade said. I am visiting. Sightseeing? I'm a traveler. First you are a visitor, and now you are a traveler. A smile tugged at the prince's lips. This exchange would be much easier if we knew your name. Technoblade glanced at the servants lining the hall behind the princes, clearly in earshot, but dutifully maintaining the illusion of privacy. But if he knew their father at all, he'd know that most of those standing guard scarred around his sons would be lethal killers. He just hadn't anticipated the arrival of a god. What would they do if they heard his name? Would any of them recognize it? Would they know what it meant to have him stand before their young princes? How long would they last against him? As he looked down at the two brothers, he found them small. He could crush them under the heel of his boot like ants. But instead, Techno found himself saying, "My name is Technoblade?" Technoblade lifted his eyes from the young princes and found himself staring at their father. Filza? Filza stood at the end of the hallway, undoubtedly following the familiar cadence of his sons' voices. He glanced at them now, still standing before Technoblade like unwitting sheep waiting for slaughter, but Filza's eyes showed no fear. Instead, when he looked back at Techno, he only smiled, his face softening with familiar relief, the expression of a man after a long, hard-fought war, seeing peace on the horizon at last. "Old friend," said Filza, "it's nice to see you again." "Traitor," the voices clamored. "Traitor, traitor, traitor, traitor!" "Father!" Wilbur's voice brought them back to reality. This was a different castle, a different time. "Do you know this stranger?" "Well, obviously, Wilbur." Tommy rolled his eyes. "Dad just said his name, didn't he? Technoblade, that's a dumb name." "Tommy!" Filza reprimanded, with no real heat behind his words. He drew closer to them, his steps quiet and even. The servants had followed the two boys bowed in deference to their liege, despite him wearing no crown. In fact, he looked just as much as a traveler as Techno was, dressed in simple trousers and shirt, perfect for blending in, perfect for a man on the run. "It's been a long time," Filza said when he reached them, putting a gentle hand on the top of Tommy's blonde head. The boy arched towards the touch like a sunflower reaching towards the sun. Technoblade didn't know if the move was calculated or just a simple act of affection, or knowing Filza, both. "How have you been?" "How have I been?" Techno repeated numbly, feeling a familiar chill creep into his bone. Excuse me. "Actually," Filza interrupted, before kneeling down to look his boys in the eyes, "Wilbur, take your brother out to the garden for a bit, yeah?" Wilbur pouted, for once looking like a boy his age. "But you said, I know what I promised, and I keep my promises, don't I?" Filza ruffled Wilbur's hair, and then Tommy's. I'll join you in a moment. I just need to have a talk with Technoblade here." Wilbur stared at his father for a long moment, as if weighing the truth of his words, before nodding. He took his brother's hand in his and began leading him away. "Come on, Tommy," he said. "Let's play outside." "Technoblade's still a dumb name," Tommy muttered as they passed him, closely following by their servants. Wilbur met Technoblade's eyes, just for a moment, before they were gone, down the hall, out of sight, leaving Technoblade alone with the king. Technoblade turned towards Filza, his old friend, and found the smile wiped clean from his face. Filza gestured down the hall. "Walk with me." Technoblade could only nod and follow Filza. They were quiet as they walked. Techno remembered days like these during their time together, long days of companionable silence as they simply existed together. But there was something different this time. There was an edge. Techno could sense Filza sizing him up, tallying his hidden weapons, calculating his improvements. In turn, Techno mapped his escape routes as Filza led him through the halls, then up a sweeping flight of stairs. He did not want to expect violence from Filza, but he hadn't expected to be left behind either. They reached a balcony overlooking a garden, where most of the flowers indoors undoubtedly came from. Wisteria and ivy grew around marble pillars, rosebushes and dandelions and carnations bloomed en masse at the foot of elaborate stone statues. At the center of the garden was a weeping willow, its branches providing shade for the two boys chasing each other across the grass. Their laughter echoed through the glade, reaching even Techno and their father high up on the balcony. For a while, the two of them just watched the two princes. Wilbur was obviously faster than Tommy, but he slowed his pace just enough for his little brother to have fun chasing his heels. "They're a handful." Filza's soft tone turned Techno's attention away from the princes. The king was almost smiling, but the hard glint in his eyes didn't disappear. Wilbur was quieter, before Tommy was born. A little bookworm, holed up in his room all day. But I have a feeling you didn't drop by for silly stories like that, Phil's turned towards Techno. So go ahead, let me have it. Techno didn't know what he was meant to feel. He didn't know what he was meant to say. For years, he'd put Philza out of his mind, determined to forget their interlude of peace. He let the memories fester like untreated wounds, and now he thought he'd rather die of infection than acknowledge out loud that it was real, that the pain was there at all. I didn't mean to drop by, Techno said eventually. I didn't know this place was yours. I can leave if you... No. Philza shook his head. Don't leave. Rawr. There you go, Z. Happy, Z? Z, are you happy? I'm assuming. I love how I can already feel my throat dry. Thank you for the hydrate. My voice, my throat is dying, I think. I'm dying. I'm dying. Me when I choke on water. I'm dying. Guys, I'm dying. How are you doing, Z? How are you doing, bestie? I hope you're doing well. Oh, there's a delay. How bad is the delay? Oh, I thought you meant delay. Oh, like, is a delay with, like, the chat appearing on stream? I'm assuming it's that, rather than, like, actual delay. Right? Yeah, it's better? Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, anyways, welcome to the stream, Z. I'm reading Passerine. We're kind of, like, halfway through the first chapter. You're good? I'm glad. I'm glad. It's mostly just been vibey. Like, I've had vibey music. You read such a monotone. Is that a bad thing or a good thing? I'm probably not a good thing. I would assume so. Where's the passion? There's passion. What the fuck you mean? There's what do you fucking mean? I'm just not good with doing voices. Come on. Add pitch. Yeah, but then I feel dysphoric about my voice. If I add pitch, suddenly it becomes very high pitched, like this. Very, very high pitched, and makes me feel very dysphoric, like right now. This is why I talk like this. Bit lower. So it probably doesn't help. But yeah. Add feeling when there's feeling. That's what I've been doing. You kind of came at a moment where I've been trying to do that. I know once we finish this chapter, I'm probably gonna be ending. Yeah. I've been trying to do that. I'm not the best, but like, you know what? You guys, I think you guys are enjoying it. I can't tell. No one has been talking. It's really funny. I have no idea whether people are just vibing and listening, or if everyone's just lurking. Regardless, it's pretty cool. It's the podcast feels. Yeah, that's what I assumed the stream was gonna be. Like, people would just be listening rather than talking, because, see, whenever I pause to talk to you guys like this, the, content stops. It's more so just, well, not stops, it more so becomes me talking to you guys, and so the reading stops. Not that it's a bad thing, but it's kind of interesting. A brain fart? Fair. In 1, 2, 3. Why are you counting up? What? Wasn't it supposed to be 3, 2, 1? Asparagus. Great. Awesome. I'm gonna go back to reading. No, Philza shook his head. Don't leave. Truth be told, this reunion was inevitable. Fuck, I can't speak. Inevitable. We're gonna go with that. Or I hoped it was. How long have you been here? Philza considered. How long has this kingdom been standing? Phil, I know. People like us aren't meant to stay in one place too long. Philza sighed and turned back towards the horizon. He leaned his arms against the wrought iron railings and looked out at the land beyond. The slope of the distant mountains, the kingdom that stretched on and on, unaware that their immortal king was all that stood between them and destruction. I found a small town. While I was traveling, made it something more. I told myself I would leave after a year, and then it became 2 years, 3 years, a decade. I did leave eventually, before they figured out why their town mayor never aged, but then I found out the moment I left. Phil's expression turned cold. They were annihilated. I came back and everyone had been burned to the ground. It was just ashes, everything I built. There were survivors, of course, and they blamed their leader for leaving. Of course, as they should. So I stayed. I built it back up again from a small, decimated town to what you see today. As far as people know, leadership has been passed on from one king to another who looks vaguely like him. I'm sure the eldest of them have their rumors, but is it really so bad to be known? Technoblade didn't realize, until Philza turned back to look at him, that he expected an answer to his question, but all Technoblade could say was, "Is this why you left me behind?" Techno, I understand. You heard the place you loved was in trouble, so you came back. But why didn't you take me? Here it was, at last, catharsis, or something close to it. I would have hunted them down with you, Philza, the people who did that to your town. I would have given you your vengeance on a silver platter. I would have given you the world. Philza didn't look guilty, he just looked tired. I didn't hunt them down, though. What? The people who burned down my town, I didn't hunt them down, as much as I wanted to. They were long gone by the time I arrived, and at that moment, my people needed a leader, not a hunter. And I didn't bring you because I didn't know when to be either. They stood there, letting the words settle in the silence that stretched taut and tauter like a rope around Technoblade's neck. Deny it, he wanted to shout. Tell me I'm wrong. Philza did not. And I don't need to hear this from you, Technoblade spat. A well of old hurt and anger, once dried up, began to fill anew. Do your sons even know what you are, who you are? The angel of death, domesticated, what a farce. Philza stiffened. You know not of what you speak. I once saw you tear a man apart with your bare hands, and now you're telling me about leadership? About kindness? I said nothing about kindness. If I had completely renounced my ways, my kingdom would not be what it is today. Domesticated dogs still bite. Philza stepped towards him until they were eye to eye. Despite the accusations Techno hurled at him, despite their bloody history. Despite the accusations Techno hurled at him, despite their bloody history, Techno had never truly seen Philza angry. But he had a feeling that if he kept running down this road head first, he might find himself knowing the full extent of his old friend's wrath. Philza's eyes were hard as flint, one spark away from combustion. Technoblade glanced at the garden. Phil followed his gaze until they were both staring back at the two boys below, who'd ceased their playing to wonder at their father and the stranger. They couldn't have heard a thing of what Philza and Techno said, but Wilbur stood with his head cocked inquisitively inquisitively to the side, as if he were turning over the words. "Dad!" Tommy shouted. "Are you almost finished?" "Almost," Philza called back. "I'll be right down, kids." Tommy elbowed Wilbur and said something that made the other boy throw his head back in laughter. Then the two of them took off, back to their games, back to their honeyed childhood. When Technoblade turned to Phil again, the king's expression had turned considerably softer. Techno could live another 1,000 years and still never understand how easily Philza could hide his fury. "I wasn't trying to..." "Settle down," Philza said quietly now, as if he were imploring a child to stop a tantrum. His eyes were still on his sons below. "I was content for a while to watch the kingdom grow, but these mortals and their short, fitful lives, they draw you in, Technoblade. I used to think they were moths drawn to flame, doomed to catch fire for the most inconsequential things. We've seen their ways, you and I. We fought them. We both know the things that they do to each other." Philza took hold of the balcony railings as if it were the only thing keeping him from floating away. "But over the years, I've also learned of the things they do for each other. Their lives will always be 1 year, 1 week, 1 day short, but it doesn't seem to matter much to them. They live anyway. They love anyway. Forgive an old god for wanting a piece of that for himself." A late morning breeze passed through, carrying with it the scent of flowers and the shredded remains of Techno's anguish. The fury was still there, and the feeling of a betrayal so grand it might never be bridged, but the exhaustion had begun to settle in. Techno was used to quick brawls and long hunts, but verbal altercation was not something he'd ever trained for, mostly because he had not cared to speak to anyone that mattered since forever, perhaps. And maybe Philza had been tired too, of their life before, always fighting, never safe, and although Techno thought it was only a matter of time before this game of peace was over, he thought maybe he could start to understand why Phil took the chance. It was a foolish move, and Technoblade would scoff at it for the rest of their immortal lives, but it would not be the worst choice anyone had ever made. Technoblade had seen the worst, and this was barely a drop in the ocean of bad decisions. Still, it was stupid. One look at Philza and Technoblade realized he must know it too. "And they like you?" Techno asked at last, unsure of what answer he was waiting for. "Your boys?" Philza sighed. "I would not wish my fate on my worst enemy, least of all my own children." His hands tightened around the railings. "They take after their mother, mortal, good, in all ways. I thank every god that has ever existed for that, but sometimes..." "Sometimes?" Techno prompted when the silence stretched too long. Philza's jaw clenched. "It's Wilbur. He speaks of voices." "Voices?" Philza met Techno's eyes. A conversation from lifetimes ago replayed in Techno's mind. A moment of vulnerability in a castle not so different from this one, where he had spilled his secrets as easily as he spilled blood. The voices, Phil, they demand blood. There was a world's worth of agony in Philza's stare, a burden only understood by a parent fearing for a child. "I am glad he is not like me," Philza said, "but sometimes I fear he is growing more and more like you." Techno's breath hitched in his throat. He resisted the urge to look down again, to search the grass for the boy with the ancient eyes. The voices began to sing. "Not alone," they said. "Not alone, not alone, not alone." "No," Techno said, curling his hands into fists and digging his nails into flesh until they drew blood. "His daily penance. He is but a child." Techno paused. What was he talking about? What did it matter what Wilbur was? What was this sudden ache in his chest? Something telling of a far deeper wound, an older affliction. He did not know this boy. He should not care. He did not care. But then Philza seized him by the wrist, as if he knew Techno was about to take off running, and forced him to meet his tortured gaze. "That is why I had hoped you would come. Truth be told, I was very close to looking for you myself. I cannot do this by myself, Technoblade. As much as I want to, you're the only one..." "You want my help," Techno said dully. "My help. After you abandoned me, after you denounced my ways and called me a monster." Philza flinched. "I would never call you that, my friend." Friend. That word Technoblade had only truly understood in the days of snow and sweet tea. "I don't owe you anything," Technoblade said quietly. "I don't owe you that child anything. I know. And I have better things to do with my time. I know. After all you did, I shouldn't be listening to you right now. I should just leave. I know, Techno, I know." And then Philza did something Technoblade would never in 100 million years have expected him to do. He kneeled. Philza, once Emperor, presently King, Angel of Death, kneeled before Technoblade, grasping pathetically at his cloak. His golden hair bowed. The voices were a chorus of disgust and disdain. Oh, how the mighty is fallen. When Philza spoke again, his voice wavered. I am I'm sorry, truly, for leaving. But I am asking you, begging you to do this for me, for my son, for the friendship that we once shared, Techno. Please. Please, I do not know how much time the gods will give us. Well, what will you have me do? Techno demanded, his own voice fraying at the edges. What do you expect from me, Phil? Philza looked up at him, his face a study in agony. Stay and help as much as you can, and together maybe we can help you as well. The voices paused, just for a moment, just for a breath, and they all considered the weight of Philza's words. And gods, that silence, however brief, however fleeting, was the sweetest thing Technoblade had ever heard. We can help you. What did that mean, exactly? What would that entail? Technoblade didn't know, and didn't care. He'd come here in search of a kingdom of peace, and he'd found it. Forgive an old god for wanting a peace for that himself, Philza had said. And what was peace if not the silence? Was that not freedom at last? And so as the voices began to chant anew, an immortal hunter offered an immortal king his hand. The sun climbed higher towards the heart of the sky as Technoblade pulled Philza to his feet, and they were on equal ground once more. He had no idea what he was doing, but there was no true alternative, so Technoblade met his old friend's gaze and said, "All right, you and me, one more time." Whoa! My brain hurts. To be fair, I've been reading for an hour. I expected to go for like an hour. I'm probably gonna do like one chapter per stream. But yeah, that was the first chapter of Passerine, guys. Whoa. Let's see. I'm gonna be ending, so let's raid someone. Who do we want to raid? We could raid Warped. But we raided Warped. I know who we're raiding. Anyways, slash raid. Okay. Alright, we're gonna be raiding Kai. Kai is currently playing Minecraft. They're just playing the Balaka game. That's cool and quirky. Fuck, I typed their username wrong. Fuck. Hold on. Regardless, thank you all for joining the stream. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you all tomorrow, because tomorrow at 3 p.m. EST, I'm going to be playing in LSS4. I'm really excited. So yeah, I'll see you guys. Bye, besties. Bye.